A little dab will do ya. There was and is this hair care product. It was in the 1950s, this TV commercial that touted this idea of a little dab will do ya. And it was for a product called Brill Cream. Some of you maybe used the product back in the day. Some of you maybe still use the product today. I probably should have done a little bit more research for the show today, but I didn't. And I'm just thinking about it right now. That is it still sold? Can you still go to wherever hair care products are sold and buy Brill Cream? I don't know the answer to that, but I do know that it was sold back around 2002 or 2003. Why? How do I know that? Because I used it a couple of times. I actually was exploring different products to put into my hair, and thought, well, why not try something that's been around for 50 plus years? And it came in like one of those toothpaste tube looking things, except it was somehow a metallic substance of some kind. And yeah, little dab. You sort of put it between your fingers, and wasn't really that sticky. It wasn't like a pomade or a forming cream or something like that. Anyway, a little dab will do you. Brill Cream. If you're not familiar, maybe check it out. Maybe it's something that you are in need of. So wanted to circle back on the practice of gratitude that I was talking about a couple of weeks ago. The whole thing about the mother bringing her child to see the Dalai Lama and asking the Dalai Lama, hey, can you get my kid to stop eating sugar? Dalai Lama says, come back 3 weeks from now. Brings kid back. Dalai Lama says to kid, stop eating sugar. Mother's like, well, thanks, but why did it take you 3 weeks? And he says, well, I wanted to make sure that I could actually stop eating sugar. So talked about how I've had a hard time consistently going through a practice of gratitude on a daily basis. And I sort of clicked, well, why not make it a practice to say thank you once a day to at least 3 people. So on a daily basis, make sure that I'm saying thank you to 3 people. And I was pretty successful over that 3-week period of doing that. There are probably days that I didn't do it. We took a vacation during that time. I still try to be pretty consistent with it, and have decided to continue to do that. And I've got a little Instagram post meme photo thing that I tag, and I think that practice of making that post on a semi-daily basis has also helped with that. It's like anything else. If your gym is right next door to your house, or if your gym is inside of your house, I think your odds of using it are a lot higher. And if there's something that I'm in the habit of doing, like making a post on Instagram or social media or whatever, first thing in the morning, like anything else, it just helps me to be in the habit of doing that. So I wanted to circle back around on that. And then in the spirit of keeping good things going, I wanted to start another daily practice of something physical. And during the pandemic, or whatever it is that we're doing, I've been pretty consistent about exercising, about doing cardiovascular exercise every day, and then doing push-ups really every other day. And I don't know how many. I do at least 100 push-ups every other day. But what I wanted to, so no, I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to keep doing every other day, and I'm also going to be doing 100 sit-ups then every other day. What I had been doing in the past is just doing some core work, some sit-ups 1 day a week, but in the spirit of making something a daily practice, what I'm going to endeavor to do over the next 3 weeks is to do 100 push-ups a day, alternating, and then 100 sit-ups every other day. And I think that'll be pretty manageable for me. I've been doing them in increments of 30, so just essentially doing 3 sets of 33 or whatever. So if that's something you're into or something you're interested in, I think that the value in this whole a little dabble do ya. I wasn't just trying to be clever. I was actually trying to be clever. But the idea here is that being healthy, with our diet and our exercise, and anything worth doing in life requires intention, but then it also just requires small bites. I don't need to, again, try to lose 10 pounds in a week. But what I can do is start to develop these constructive personal habits and being intentional about it. That will help every aspect of my life. So that is really what I wanted to share with you today. So the 100 push-ups a day, it could be something also like just walking or exercising, getting out of the house for 20 minutes a day. I think that I've been talking so much about resiliency and increasing our personal resiliency during COVID, just because we don't know what's going to happen next. I have no idea what's going to happen next, other than we know that something is going to happen next. So the more that I can do to increase my physical resiliency, along with every other aspect and every other type of resiliency that I can, I think all the better. So if I can encourage you, really want to encourage you to adopt some healthy physical practices as well. And it could be something simple like just doing 20 push-ups a day to get started, or 20 sit-ups a day, or walking for 20 minutes. Get started with that. If you're not in the habit of it right now, make it a habit. Set that intention. You'll be so glad that you did. Also, in regard to the diet piece, going on a diet is just like going on a budget. It's not a very fun thing to talk about. But I do know that hopefully COVID has one of the benefits for you, hopefully means that you have had the opportunity to be more eating at home, cooking at home. And I know that it's no small feat to go from zero to all of a sudden I'm going to be a really great chef, or I'm Emeril Lagasse or Guy Fieri or Bobby Flay or whatever chef you are into. But I also know that through YouTube and other technology today, we can figure out how to turn on the stove, how to turn the oven on, and get recipes and watch how-to videos really step by step and figure out how to make our own food. I've done a piece on food away from home, FAFH, talking about how half of Americans eat more than half of their food away from their homes. And this isn't a financial conversation at all. It's a conversation about getting better dietary habits, because way too many of us are overweight. And when we eat at home, we have the ability to control what it is that we're putting into our body to minimize the sugars and whatever it might be. There's not a perfect way to eat. There's not a perfect way to exercise. There is potentially a perfect way for you to eat and exercise, but there's not one size fits all for all of us. But what I do know for sure is that the fundamentals are, you need to set the intention about, I'm going to exercise every day, and I'm going to do a better job of eating healthy food. What I put in my mouth is going to be of higher quality than I've been accustomed to. I'm going to stop drinking too much soda. I'm going to stop eating cheeseburgers from fast food joints or whatever it might be. And if you can do that, if you can just start doing that in small increments, then over the long term, that will help you massively, which you probably already intellectually know. But the whole point of this is, it's small bites. It's getting started. It's setting the intention. Here's what I'm interested in doing. I'm interested in being a healthy person. I'm interested in being physically strong, so that should I contract COVID or whatever, I'm increasing my odds of a successful recovery, versus the evidence is out there is if I have underlying health conditions, if I am obese, if I contract COVID, I am at a higher risk of fatality or other, I'm not going to handle it as well as if I were a physically strong person. So that is that. The whole idea is increase resiliency, increase your intentionality. All these things are, for lack of a better term, like a muscle. Obviously, as you work your muscles and you exercise them, they get stronger. But as you exercise your willpower, as you exercise your getting up a little bit earlier in the morning, as you exercise and work out every day, walk every day, do push-ups every day, say thank you every day, that strengthens everything. that strengthens every aspect of your life. And that's really what I'm interested in doing for myself and my family. And that's what I want to help you do for you. I want you to live how you want. I want you to live the life that you want. I want you to be a happy person. I want you to be a content person. And I know that the way we do that is a little bit at a time. So the only way to live how you want is to know how you want to live.